Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
Ella was caught off guard, quickly composing himself as he rolled down his car window. Spotting Samuel, he couldn't resist an eye roll and asked, "Why does it have to be you?" Samuel, with a curious tone, responded, "Funny, I was about to ask you the same thing. What brings you here? Why parked your car here?" "Just gearing up for work," Ella responded, attempting to sound casual. "I might as well join you then," Samuel declared, opening the car door and hopping in. Ella shot him a look. "You're surprisingly free today, aren't you?" Samuel shrugged. "Sort of. Had an event, but it was a no-go. Now I'm here, ran into you by chance." With no real alternative, Ella started the car, muttering, "Lucky me. Can't a guy even wallow in self-pity in peace?" he thought, a twinge of irritation surfacing. "Is it too much to ask for a moment alone with my thoughts about a love that never started?" Samuel, picking up on the mood, tilted his head. "Something up? You seem a bit out of sorts." Ella grumbled quietly, "It's nothing," while secretly rolling his eyes. Might as well face the music. "It's not like my heartache's going to vanish overnight. So, heard you were at the hospital a bit. Everything okay?" Samuel inquired, concern evident in his voice. Ella's expression tightened. "Why does he have to mention the last thing I want to talk about?" he thought. "No, you're mistaken. I've been at the office," Ella answered tersely, clearly not interested in discussing it further. Samuel glanced back toward the hospital's direction. "Ah, so you've been visiting someone there after work?" Samuel guessed, thinking Ella might be seeing Patricia. He didn't pry any further. No serious issues between them, it seems. "All good then," Samuel concluded in his mind. Ella glanced at Samuel. "Don't you have somewhere else to be, even with your plans cancelled?" Out of everyone, why did I bump into Samuel? So frustrating, Ella brooded internally. "Ah, don't even mention it, I've been abandoned." Samuel grumbled about his house being renovated, his room taken over, and not having anywhere to go. June was at work, and Samuel, usually alone at his place, now couldn't even return to his own home. "That does sound pretty rough," Ella raised an eyebrow and suggested. "How about we go for a drink?" "Drinking?" Samuel sounded surprised. "Don't you have to go to the office?" "Missing one day won't hurt," Ella reassured him. "So, are you coming or not?" Samuel shrugged. "Sure, let's go. But you know I don't drink." "If you don't drink, what's the point of you coming?" Ella asked, somewhat annoyed. "I'm there to keep you company. You look like you could use a drink." "I'll just have a soft drink or something," Samuel said, seeing it as a way to kill time. Ella frowned, puzzled. "Why don't you drink?" "Getting ready to be a dad," Samuel replied matter-of-factly. Ella ground his teeth in frustration, regretting he even asked. It was him who ended up feeling worse. Soon, Ella parked the car in front of a club, and they both headed inside. Meanwhile, at the Riddle Corporation, Nicole had just arrived at the executive floor and stepped out of the elevator. "Nicole," someone called out, and she turned to look. "Sean, Steve." Nicole recognized them and walked over. "Let's talk inside," Sean suggested, pushing open the door to his office. Once inside, Sean got straight to the point. They've indeed arranged someone to pose as a lawyer to get in touch with Uncle Damien. "That's good to know," Nicole replied, a hint of coldness in her smile. Sean glanced at Nicole, lowering his voice. "It wasn't easy to arrange. The person we sent in has to gain Damien's full trust before we can move further." Nicole nodded thoughtfully. "Make sure they stay cautious. Damien's sharp heels sense anything off." Steve leaned against the desk. "And what about Ella? Heard from the others that he hasn't been himself lately." Nicole hesitated. "He's struggling. Patricia made her choice, and he's taking it harder than I expected." Guess love can wreck even the best of us, Sean muttered, shaking his head. He's a good kid, but this might break him if he doesn't get a grip soon. Nicole's eyes softened for a moment. I tried to call him earlier, but he didn't pick up. Samuel's with him though, so I'm hoping he's not alone. Steve exhaled. That's some relief. Samuel can handle him. Nicole looked toward the window, her expression distant. Let's just hope Ella finds his footing again. We can't afford distractions right now. Not when the board's still monitoring every move we make. Sean nodded in agreement. I'll handle the situation with Damien. You focus on stabilizing the internal side. If anything goes wrong, we regroup immediately. Understood, Nicole said firmly. Her phone buzzed, breaking the silence. It was Lulu. Nicole, I just got a call from Samuel, Lulu said through the speaker. He's with Ella. Apparently, Ella's been drinking heavily and won't calm down. Nicole frowned. Where are they? Some bar near the city center. Samuel's trying to bring him back, but it's not easy. Nicole rubbed her temple, exhaling softly. All right. Send someone to help them. Make sure they both get home safely. Yes, ma'am, Lulu replied. As the call ended, Nicole looked at Sean and Steve. Looks like the aftermath has already started. Go handle it, Sean said gently. We'll take care of things here. Nicole nodded and grabbed her coat. As she stepped out of the office, her thoughts lingered on Ella, his quiet loyalty, his unspoken pain. Maybe this heartbreak will make him stronger, she hoped. Outside, the city lights flickered against the glass towers. Somewhere beneath them, Ella was drowning not just in liquor, but in feelings he couldn't name. And as the night stretched on, fate was already setting the stage for what none of them could yet foresee. Okay, Nicole agreed, hanging up the phone. She had Lulu arrange for someone to pick up Samuel and Ella. After the call, Lulu returned to Nicole's office. What's going on with him? Lulu asked, puzzled. Nicole shrugged helplessly. Guess he was just feeling down. She briefly explained what Samuel had told her. Lulu nodded. Ah, so he was putting on a brave front. Warned Charlie to treat Patricia well, then turned around and ended up crying himself. What else could it be? Nicole sighed. He genuinely liked Patricia. But I'm curious, Lulu said, frowning slightly. Patricia and Charlie don't really seem like a couple. They care about each other, sure, but it doesn't feel romantic. Nicole raised an eyebrow. Lulu was perceptive. She hesitated to discuss their relationship. Revealing too much could endanger them both. Lulu, what if Ella can't move on? Lulu asked, worry lacing her tone. He will, Nicole said quietly. Eventually. If Patricia really decides that way, Nicole thought, then maybe Ella never had a chance. Someday, Ella will have to grow up and face it, she said aloud. Hopefully, Lulu sighed. As they spoke, a noise outside caught their attention. Lulu opened the door just as two men entered, carrying an unconscious Ella between them, with Samuel following behind. Put him on the couch, Nicole instructed, frowning. Lulu, can you get some water? Sure, Lulu replied and hurried off. Samuel shook his head. He said he was fine, but look at him now. Should have never gone out with him. He regretted even saying hello. If I'd just let him be, he'd have gone to work like normal. Nicole looked at Ella with concern. Who knows when he'll wake up? Hard to say, Samuel muttered. He didn't just drink. He practically drowned himself. He's hurting, Nicole said softly. Maybe he'll feel better when he wakes up. Acting like he's fine, then spilling everything once he's drunk, Samuel grumbled. It was pathetic. Nicole gave him a sharp look. You're mocking him instead of comforting him? No, it's not like that, Samuel said defensively. If I didn't care, I'd have left him at the club. Heartbreak happens. He'll have to face it. Nicole sighed. If you're done here, you can go. We'll take care of him. I've got nothing else to do, Samuel said. I'll stay and help. Lulu returned with a cup of tea. Here's the water. Samuel took it from her. I'll handle this. Nicole watched him quietly, then turned back to her desk, hoping that when Ella finally woke, he'd be ready to face his tomorrow. Sean and Steve also arrived at Nicole's office after hearing the news. Glancing at Ella, Sean suggested with a frown, "Maybe we should just take him home." "That won't work, he refuses to go," Samuel explained. "I tried convincing him earlier, but he's adamant. He says he can't go home like this. It would worry his family." "Are you sure he's worried about his family, and not just embarrassed?" Steve asked skeptically. "Even if that's true," Samuel shrugged. "Sending him home in this state would definitely worry Uncle Dexter and Aunt Emma." Nicole agreed. "Sean, let's just keep him here. It's better not to worry them." "All right, we'll leave him here. But is it okay for you?" Sean asked, still hesitant. "It's fine. This way, I can keep an eye on him," Nicole nodded. Seeing Ella out of it, she felt more at ease monitoring him herself. "I'm here too, don't worry," Samuel volunteered. Steve glanced at Samuel with slight annoyance. "This mess is your doing after all. I didn't mean for this to happen." "It's not like I could just leave him at the club," Samuel said, feeling a bit wronged. At that moment, he couldn't think of anyone but Nicole who would be willing to take care of Ella. "What about after work?" Sean asked, doubtful. It didn't look like Ella would wake up anytime soon. "We'll just let him stay here. Even if he wakes up, he's familiar with the place and can take care of himself," Nicole decided after a moment of thought. Considering Ella's condition, it seemed best not to move him. "He can just sleep it off here," Nicole concluded. "Sounds good," everyone agreed, and it was decided to let Ella stay in Nicole's office. "Don't worry guys, you can go ahead with your work," Nicole reassured Sean and Steve. After they left, she turned to Samuel. "You can head back too. If anything comes up, I'll get someone to help." "I think I'll stay till the end of the day," Samuel decided, still a bit concerned. "Nicole, you probably won't get much work done this afternoon. How about I take care of the paperwork?" Lulu suggested. "No need, it's not urgent," Nicole replied, shaking her head. She figured she could handle it tomorrow. Hearing this, Lulu nodded. "All right, I'll leave you to it then," and left to attend to her own work. Soon, only Nicole, Samuel, and a still sleeping Ella were left in the office. Samuel let out a sigh, resigning himself to the situation. Might as well stick around, he thought. As the end of the day approached, Ella still hadn't woken up. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Nicole, thinking it was Lulu, called out, "Come in." But to her surprise, it was Patricia who entered. "Ms. Riddle, I need to discuss something," Patricia began, then paused abruptly as her eyes fell on Ella, sleeping on the couch. "Why is he here?" she wondered, her brow furrowing as the strong smell of alcohol reached her. Instantly, she realized what happened. "He's drunk." Her expression turned to one of confusion. "Why did he drink so much? What is it?" Nicole asked, her voice calm but her eyes narrowing slightly in concern. Patricia quickly regained her composure and said, "There's been movement from the Eastern Falcon at the hospital. Some of our guys got hurt, so I think we should discharge Charlie. Recovering in the hospital is faster, but it's too dangerous now," she added with concern. Nicole raised an eyebrow slightly and replied, "That's up to you guys to decide." Patricia bit her lip, then spoke seriously. "I suggest we keep Charlie's discharge secret and then arrange for..." Understanding Patricia's intention, Nicole pondered for a moment before responding, "That could work. Let's try it. Can I manage the personnel for this?" "I'll take responsibility for the whole thing," Patricia asked, eager to take the initiative, especially since Max was busy and Charlie, being injured, couldn't be involved in the mission. "Sure, I'll leave it to you," Nicole agreed, realizing it was probably the best course of action. Max was occupied with more critical tasks, and Patricia, who proposed the plan and knew the hospital well, seemed the right choice. "I'll go arrange it then," Patricia said decisively. Before leaving, Patricia glanced at Ella, her brows furrowed in concern, then quickly left with determined steps. Nicole's eyes flickered with a meaningful look. She had noticed Patricia's every move since she entered, and could tell that Patricia wasn't entirely indifferent to Ella. "Hey," Samuel, who had also picked up on something, leaned in and asked Nicole, "Didn't you sense it?" He thought to himself, "Guess Patricia isn't as indifferent to Ella as she pretends." Nicole glanced at Samuel and advised, "Just act like you don't know anything." "You and your secrets," Samuel said, more curious now. "What's really going on?" Nicole stood up, concluding the conversation. "It means don't meddle in other people's business. It's time to leave. Let's go. If you want, you can stay and look after him," Nicole said with a smile before leaving. Seeing this, Samuel glanced at Ella, shook his head, and followed Nicole out. "It should be fine. He looks like he'll be out till tomorrow morning," Samuel thought, not overly concerned. "Nicole, you're leaving?" Lulu came out of the office just in time to catch up with her. "Yes," Nicole replied, slowing down her pace to wait for Lulu. They walked together toward the elevator. "Why didn't you lock the door?" Lulu asked, a hint of worry in her voice. "Ella's still in there," Nicole answered calmly. "But what if he doesn't wake up? Is it really okay to leave your office unlocked?" Lulu asked, still concerned. "It's fine," Nicole reassured her as they stepped into the elevator. Samuel paused for a moment before entering the elevator, as if he thought of something, but then it seemed like it slipped his mind. Meanwhile, Ella, the only one left behind, was still asleep, feeling the effects of the alcohol. As the night deepened, Ella frowned, feeling extremely thirsty. He mumbled, "Water." After murmuring a few more times, a water cup was brought to his lips. He gulped down the water, still not quenched, and kept asking for more. After drinking 3 cups, he felt a bit better and closed his eyes to sleep again. Patricia, who had been watching over him, put down the water cup and sighed. "Why did you have to drink himself into this state?" Suddenly, Ella called out, "Patricia, don't go." Then he started crying miserably. "Patricia, I like you, I really do." Patricia bit her lip, looking at Ella's sad expression. She couldn't help but feel a tug at her heart. "You should forget about me. It's impossible for us," she said, her voice filled with a mix of struggle and restraint. Deep down, Patricia knew their relationship couldn't be, constantly reminding herself to keep her distance. Yet, somehow, Ella had managed to creep into her heart. She cared about him, wanted to know his feelings, worried, and thought about him often. But all these feelings could only lead to the painful truth that it was impossible. She couldn't afford to give him or herself any hope. "Patricia, does he treat you well?" "Better than me, I bet," Ella murmured, his voice filled with a mix of hope and sadness. Patricia started to say but was cut off. Thud. Ella fell off the couch. "Hey, be careful," Patricia quickly helped him up, her voice laced with concern. Ella, feeling a bit hurt from the fall, opened his eyes groggily. He saw a blurry figure that felt familiar. "Patricia, is that you?" he asked tentatively, hoping it was her. "Get up," Patricia said, helping him back onto the couch without another word. Ella, overcome with emotion, grabbed Patricia's hand. "It's you, isn't it? I knew you wouldn't leave me." Patricia remained silent, just helping Ella lie back down. "Go to sleep," she instructed gently. "Okay." Ella obediently closed his eyes. Soon, Ella fell back into a drowsy sleep, easing Patricia's worried mind. It seemed like he wasn't really awake just now, just jolted awake by the fall, but still not sober enough to differentiate between dreams and reality. Seeing Ella asleep again, Patricia decided not to leave and stayed to take care of him. As dawn broke, Patricia watched Ella sleeping more peacefully and finally felt reassured enough to leave. Probably with the alcohol wearing off, he will wake up feeling rough, but otherwise fine. She took one last deep look at Ella, gently closed the office door behind her, and left with determined steps. The office was quiet again, as if nothing had happened. When Nicole and Lulu arrived at the office, they were surprised to see Ella still asleep. "He's not going to be okay, is he?" Lulu expressed her concern. "When will he wake up?" Nicole walked over to the sofa and looked at Ella. Seeing his color was okay, she nudged him. "Ella, wake up." Ella groaned, slowly opening his eyes. "That's a relief," Lulu sighed. "We thought you were going to die in drunk state." As soon as Ella heard Nicole and Lulu's voices, his mind started to clear. Rubbing his temples, he sat up and looked around instinctively. "What are you looking for?" Lulu asked, puzzled. "Is it just you two?" Ella mumbled, still somewhat hopeful as he scanned the room. "This is Nicole's office. Who else did you expect?" Lulu said, half amused, half concerned. "You must have drunk a lot, huh? Are you still drunk?" "Patricia? Where is she?" Ella asked, confused. He had realized he was in Nicole's office, but he remembered Patricia was there. "She's at the hospital," Lulu said, waving her hand in front of Ella's eyes. "You're not still hungover, are you?" As Ella looked at Lulu, the hope in his eyes faded. "Right, why would Patricia be here? She's probably at the hospital, taking care of her boyfriend," Ella thought, feeling a sense of loss. Struggling to stand up, he suddenly felt dizzy and staggered. "Take it easy," Lulu said, catching him instinctively. "Maybe you should rest a bit more." "I should head back," Ella insisted, steadying himself and shrugging off Lulu's hand. His steps were heavy as he forced himself to leave. "Can he make it on his own?" Lulu asked, worried. Nicole's eyes narrowed slightly. Why was he so sure Patricia would be here? Did Patricia really come last night? Her gaze drifted to the coffee table, where a cup caught her attention. "That's a cup from the break room." It's unlikely Ella went there himself, and it's Patricia's cup, Nicole thought, realizing that Patricia must have indeed been here last night, taking care of Ella. Nicole shook her head, feeling a bit sorry for Patricia. Why must she put herself through this? It's clear she cares about him, but pushing him away like this will only hurt herself more. "What's up, Nicole?" Lulu asked, noticing Nicole's distraction. "It's nothing," Nicole replied. "Whatever happens between Patricia and Ella, it's up to them. Whether they end up together or not, it has to be mutual." Meanwhile, Ella had already gotten into a taxi. He couldn't drive in his current state, and he wasn't in the mood anyway. She wore a suit without shirt. Leaning back in the taxi seat, Ella gave the driver Bay Corp's address and then turned his gaze to the window. Why did it all feel so real in my mind, yet it was all fake? He wondered, his heart aching as he realized that Patricia would never really be by his side. She already had someone she liked. The more he thought about it, the more it hurt. He felt utterly heartbroken, his future looking bleak and colorless. Back at the office, Lulu, seeing that things were under control, went back to her work. Nicole asked her secretary to tidy up the coffee table and then focused on her work, her brow furrowing slightly. She wondered how things were going at the hospital. Scorpio actually made a move against Charlie. Thankfully, we've got people protecting him, or the consequences would have been unthinkable, she thought. Nicole clenched her teeth, a shadow crossing her eyes. Everything was now following Patricia's plan. She just hoped for a quick result. At the hospital, Patricia was hiding in Charlie's room with her teammate, Glenn Edmond. "Do you think they won't come these next few days?" Glenn guessed. After their recent visit was discovered, it seemed likely they'd observe for a couple of days before making another move. "Maybe, but we can't let our guard down," Patricia replied, her eyes serious. "Right," Glenn nodded, refocusing on his task of posing as Charlie. He couldn't afford any slip-ups. Meanwhile, Patricia's thoughts drifted to Ella. How is he now? Has he woken up? Is he still at the company, or has he gone home? Thinking about Ella's drunken state, Patricia couldn't shake off a feeling of sadness. Yet, She knew there was nothing she could do but endure. "Captain, there's some movement," Glenn alerted her. Patricia, lost in thought, didn't respond at first. "Captain." Glenn raised his voice. "What is it?" Patricia snapped back to reality. "There's some activity outside," he pointed out. Patricia stood up, her demeanor turning cooler. "I'll check it out." She opened the hospital room door and saw only a nurse passing by with a cart. Relieved, she closed the door and returned, muttering, "False alarm." Sitting back down, Patricia bit her lip, annoyed at herself for getting distracted. She tried to force herself to stop thinking about Ella, but the more she tried, the clearer his image became in her mind. "I need a break," Patricia said, feeling increasingly restless. She got up and left the room. Walking down the corridor, seeing other team members hidden around, helped Patricia regain her composure. "We have a mission," she reminded herself. "We can't afford any mistakes. We have to catch whoever comes after us." Meanwhile, Max arrived at Jared's office and knocked. After hearing a response from inside, Max entered and reported, "Mr. Johnston, it's quiet at the hospital. Do you think they'll make a move tonight?" "Let Patricia handle it. She knows what to do," Jared replied confidently. "Yes," Max agreed, then added, "As for the lawyers, it's almost certain that Damien is negotiating with them. Otherwise, why would he disclose information to them?" "Negotiating?" Jared's eyes narrowed slightly, pondering what Damien could possibly offer. It was just like Damien to try and strike a deal, but what could he offer now that he was caught? Max looked puzzled too. "That's what it seems, but we haven't figured out his angle yet. After all, he's been caught. Escape is impossible. What could he possibly do to get out of this? The evidence against him is solid," Max thought. "Keep a close eye on them. They might make a move," Jared said firmly. Since they were so invested, they wouldn't give up easily. "Understood," Max responded respectfully. It seemed clear that those people would act, though their exact intentions were still unknown. As soon as they made a move, Jared's side would be aware. The night had deepened. People had returned home and were resting. The hospital had quieted down, with lights off in most wards. "Captain, there's been no activity all day. Do you think they'll come tonight?" Glenn whispered. "Whether they come or not, we need to stay alert," Patricia replied calmly. She knew Scorpio wouldn't back down. If not today, then tomorrow, or the day after. They were bound to show up. Glenn didn't speak again, focusing on the sounds outside. Quiet footsteps echoed in the still corridor, growing closer. "Captain, could it be them?" Glenn alerted. Patricia listened intently, her pupils constricting slightly. Her hands clenched into fists, ready for action. "If it's them, they won't leave here easily," she thought. The door slowly opened, revealing figures in the light from the window. Patricia and Glenn held their breath, trying not to make any noise. They knew one wrong move could scare off the intruders. A person in black approached the bedside, scanning the room silently. After a brief signal exchange with a partner, one of them pulled out a dagger, glinting in the dim light. The dagger came down hard, but instead of hitting its target, it stabbed into the bedding. "Something's off," shouted one of the intruders, realizing they must have fallen onto a trap. Lights in the room snapped on in an instant, and both groups were instantly locked in a wild scuffle. Patricia understood they'd taken the bait, and her main aim now was to nab these two intruders. Patricia hadn't forgotten the last ambush. This time, she made sure the area outside was empty, with only her and Glenn in the room, to avoid alerting the intruders. "Glenn, let's make this quick," Patricia shouted, knowing they had to act fast. She was aware that there were likely more people outside waiting to back up the intruders. "Got it," Glenn replied, intensifying his movements. Patricia didn't waste any time either, launching a rapid attack. Soon, she gained the upper hand. With a powerful kick, Patricia knocked one of the assailants to the ground. The person clutched their chest, struggling to get up but failing. As Patricia turned to help Glenn, more people burst into the room. One of them, dagger in hand, lunged at Glenn. Patricia didn't hesitate. She dashed forward, aiming to kick the dagger away. But the attacker anticipated her move, swiping the dagger across her face. Patricia winced in pain but quickly overpowered her opponent and moved on to the next one. Fortunately, their enemies seemed wary of attracting too much attention, so there weren't many of them. Patricia and Glenn quickly subdued the attackers. Soon, police sirens wailed as they arrived, arresting the culprits. Glenn was taken away for questioning, while Patricia, injured, stayed behind at the hospital to get treated. They came. Patricia recounted the events to the remaining officer, speaking carefully while the doctor tended to her wound. She winced in pain occasionally, but it didn't stop her from explaining what had happened. The officer looked at Patricia, his expression complex as he noted down everything she said. "Just be careful going forward," the doctor advised. But before he could finish, Patricia was already standing up. "I've told you everything I know. Do I need to go to the station?" she asked the officer. "No need, but please be available if we have more questions," the officer replied. "Sure," Patricia said, then left the hospital. Once outside, Patricia got into her car. The moment she was alone, her composed demeanor faded. She touched the bandage on her cheek, her eyes reddening slightly. "It's my own face. How could I not care? But this is the life I chose. Always on the edge," she thought. "Today it's just a cut, but next time, it could be my life." Biting her lip and taking a deep breath, Patricia forced herself to calm down and drove away from the hospital. After a while, Patricia returned to her apartment building. Hesitating for a moment outside Charlie's door, she finally knocked. The door opened, and the person who saw her was shocked. "Captain, your face?" "It's just a scratch," Patricia said, stepping inside. She saw Charlie on the couch, his eyes filled with concern. "We caught them," Patricia said quietly. "Good," Charlie replied. "It's a relief they're caught." He had thought Scorpio might lie low for a few days, but they acted sooner than expected. "Get some rest. Call me if you need anything," Patricia said, reaching out to help him up. "I'm fine, and Seth is here too." "You should go back," Charlie insisted, appreciating her concern but not wanting to burden her further. Patricia agreed, stepping back. "You should get some rest too." Charlie hesitated before asking with concern, "Your injury seems serious." "It's nothing," Patricia downplayed, avoiding Charlie's gaze as she turned to leave. "Will the captain be all right?" Seth asked Charlie, worried. "Let's give her some room," Charlie said, getting up slowly, his eyes showing his worry. He could tell the cut on Patricia's face was worse than she was letting on. Even with years of training under her belt, he understood that a scar on her face could still be a big deal to her. Will she get through this? He wondered, deeply concerned for Patricia. "I should have asked her to leave this dangerous life a long time ago." Charlie sighed, thinking it might be time to discuss this with Max, and hoped Jared and Nicole would agree. Meanwhile, Patricia returned to her apartment. The moment she closed her door, all her pretenses collapsed. She didn't bother turning on the lights, just sat on the couch in the dark, feeling completely drained. She sat there silently until daylight broke. Knock, knock, knock. Someone was at her door. After a moment, Patricia slowly turned her head toward it. Frowning, she finally got up to open the door when the knocking persisted. Expecting Seth, Patricia was shocked to see Nicole. "Ms. Riddle, why are you here?" Surprised. "Who did you think was coming?" Nicole asked, her gaze lingering on Patricia's cheek. Nicole could tell from just one look that Patricia's injury was serious. Entering the apartment, Nicole spoke with a heavy tone. "I heard about what happened, so I came to check on you." Then Lulu followed, saying, "Don't stress. We'll find a solution together." Patricia just shook her head. "I doubt there's a fix for this. It's okay though. Just another scar." "But what did the doctor say?" Lulu asked, her brow furrowing. "Isn't there anything that can be done?" I'll make some tea for you guys, Patricia said, quickly changing the subject. Watching Patricia go to the kitchen, Lulu whispered to Nicole, "Is there really no hope? What about Martin?" "Let's take her to see Martin later," Nicole suggested after a moment's hesitation. "Right, we can't just give up," Lulu nodded firmly. Patricia returned, and Lulu noticed her dark circles. "You didn't sleep last night, did you?" Caught off guard, Patricia glanced down at her clothes and nodded. "No, I didn't." She couldn't remember how the night had passed so quickly. "You didn't eat either, did you?" Lulu said, urging her to take care of herself. "You can't go on like this. You need rest. Have something to eat, and then come with us," Nicole said, her eyes showing concern.
If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.